Hello everyone and welcome to this video with me, Tom, here on TGIG. So we have some fresh news for you today regarding Ryse, the Son of Rome, some new screenshots, some story details, and a new digital graphic novel have been revealed. So all of this information was actually announced at the San Diego Comic-Con panel. And this new digital graphic novel that was actually revealed by Microsoft and Crytek, who are the guys behind Ryse, Son of Rome, is actually called Ryse, the Sword of Damocles. Now, the Sword of Damocles is actually referring to a Greek culture legend, and you can actually find it all over the internet, so there's actually a lot of backstory to it. So it looks like they're adding kind of a side story to it with some different culture regarding to the Greeks. Now, reading and interacting with this novel unlocks collectibles that can be redeemed in the game for in-game bonuses that provide an early edge in the game's multiplayer. Now that would be absolutely fantastic to use, even of course if you're looking forward to the game, as I am. It looks absolutely amazing. And Ryse, Son of Rome will actually be released on the Xbox One as a launch game. And with recent events regarding the Xbox One and PS4, hopefully this will actually boost the Xbox One sales. I'm kind of looking more forward to the PS4 now, but since this game looks so good, I might actually have to get one, an Xbox One, to actually play it. Or I think it's on PC, but if it's on PC, that'd be amazing. But yeah, some screenshots were released showing off Marius Titus, who is a young Roman soldier, which is followed throughout the game, and the graphics on this look amazing, as you can see by the screenshots. It just shows him interacting with some other characters, some of the Romans, and of course there was a screenshot showing off the interactive novel, Ryse, the Sword of Damocles. So those screenshots, along with the gameplay that have been released for the game, are looking amazing, and the graphics are just awesome, and you can tell it's on the next gen by just everything on it. So we actually have some more information for a lot of back information for the actual characters, and a little brief description of the game itself. So we'll start with that. Ryse, the Son of Rome, follows Marius Titus, a young Roman soldier who must avenge the murder of his family at the hands of barbarian bandits. As he rises through the ranks of the Roman army, Marius' quest for vengeance will take him to the barbarian-infested shores of Britannia, and eventually, straight into the heart of Rome. So just a small snippet really telling you about the actual storyline. But we actually have the characters now, and it starts with Marius Titus, which is of course the hero of Ryse, Son of Rome. And Marius is a young soldier with a strong sense of duty, who is completely dedicated to Rome and her ideals. Initially, eager to fight against Rome's enemies and expand the empire, he soon realizes that Rome is vulnerable to an even more insidious threat than the barbarians he faces on the battlefield. Ever loyal to Rome, he resolves to rid the empire of her true enemies. So Marius sounds like a very strong character, which will obviously show in the actual storyline. Now we actually have another character here, Vitalian. I think I'm saying that right. I'll just put all the names on the screen so you can see how they're spelled and actually correct me if I say them wrong. But at the moment I think it says Vitalian. Now, a wise and charismatic general who has served Rome for decades, Vitalian has fought in many campaigns and served as a mentor to Marius. As events transpire, he begins to wonder if duty has its limits, and whether self-restraint is always the correct course of action. So that was Vitalian. Now, each of these characters do not have a lot of information about them. They kind of have just a brief overview of what kind of character they are and what kind of role they will play in the storyline of Ryse, Son of Rome. Now, the next character we have is Nero. Now, Nero is Emperor of Rome, and he struggles to maintain his grip on power. He promotes his two sons, Commodus and Basilius, to powerful positions, letting them take control of the rebellious province of Britannia. Nero feels threatened by all potential rivals and exacts ruthless retribution against anyone who crosses him. So that was Nero as a character. Now we actually have information about his two sons, Commodus and Basilius. So, as governor of Britannia, Nero's eldest son, Commodus, sees himself as a god, and the people of Britannia as his subjects. His reign is characterized by brutal repression. Nero's youngest son, Basilius, enjoys anything carnal or cruel. At the Colosseum, he delights in watching gladiators kill each other, and lords over the terrified slaves he keeps in his harem in the bowels of the structure. So they were actually all of the Roman characters, but now we actually have information about some of the Britain characters from Britannia. So the first one is called Boudica, and she is the daughter of King Oswald, who is the ruler of the Britons. Strong and resilient, Boudica hates Rome, and with good reason. Under Roman rule, her people are made to suffer horribly. When her father faces horrific retribution from a perceived insult, it galvanizes Boudica, and she rallies her people to rise against their oppressors. Boudica is a principled woman, and has the will to go to the ends of the world to save her people. So that was the first in the list of Britannia characters. So now we actually have Oswald, which of course was just mentioned, and he's a benevolent king for the Britons. He leads a rebellion against the tyrannical rule of Rome, but the Romans brutally repress the rebels. Oswald submits to Roman dominance in hopes this will spare his people, but his naivety leaves him vulnerable to the Romans. So the next character has a pretty cool name compared to some of the others. It's just Glot. So Glot is an enigmatic leader of the northern barbarians, and he is actually rumoured to be more beast than man. Very little is known about him, except that he is fiercely independent, and will make war on both the Romans and Oswald's tribe. And finally, the last characters, the spirit gods. One of them is an immortal spirit who watches over humanity and actually guides the main character Marius Titus. She appears in mortal form, but radiates an otherworldly aura. And the other spirit, known in mortal form as Aquilo, seeks the destruction of Rome, and allies himself with her enemies. So that's all the characters that were revealed. There's actually 10 characters in total for the storyline of Ryse, Son of Rome. It's looking awesome. But all we know of so far, we've seen some gameplay, some screenshots about the new novel, the digital graphic novel, which will be used to unlock things within the game, and we know about some characters. And as it was confirmed that the graphic novel will help you unlock things in the game's multiplayer, we have yet to hear multiplayer information. Now, by what I'm seeing already, it looks awesome. So actually with multiplayer information, maybe they can actually make this game super awesome with the multiplayer. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game, looking forward to some multiplayer information. So hopefully I've informed you on what was recently released for Ryse, Son of Rome. So yeah, stay tuned to TGIG for more information on this game, and I'm going to be looking forward to it so much. So put your opinions in the comment section below. Are you looking forward to it? What do you think of it? And will you actually be getting it on Xbox One, or actually buying an Xbox One in the first place? So yeah, tell me in the comments below. So thanks for watching. It's been me, Tom, here on TGIG. So yeah, until next time, see you later, guys.